Mark.
Senator, you said you don't condone what your presumptive nominee said about the judge. Can you enunciate why you think what he said was wrong?
Well, at every level, and so look, Mark, I've listened to the program this morning. I read Gene's fine editorial, and here's what I would say. Look, every campaign gets to an inflection point, and or at least most do. And we're at a point right now. Joe, myself, so many people would relish being in the position that Donald Trump is in, where he has a chance to change the trajectory of our nation. I mean, what an opportunity is there. And so he has within his fingertips the opportunity to pivot, to move to the general election. Look, in fairness, guys, Secretary Clinton certainly is an accomplished person, but there's no way that she is going to change the trajectory of this nation. As a matter of fact, she is going to double down, going in a direction that is very negative. We have huge deficits. President Obama is out there right now looking at, he's moved away from the entitlement deal that he was willing to make years ago. Now they're doubling down. So she is frozen in a place.
But let's talk about Donald
Trump. There's no way that she can change the trajectory. And so he has an opportunity to pivot. He has an opportunity to realize there's been some mistakes made, and he has an opportunity to overcome that. And so people are, you know, have hair on fire. If I could just say one more thing. If people are here at a hair on fire, and I'm saying, look, it's up to him now to pivot. I want to encourage that. I've been criticized for saying some nice things about his foreign policy. Look, when he gave the speech, it was at an important time. I did think it was a step in the right direction. I've tried to encourage an embracing of the kind of foreign policy that Jim Baker, one of my heroes in foreign policy, has undertaken. And I'm going to continue to do that.
Hold on, we got to ask you some questions here.
He's had days of criticism over this. I'll just say again, enunciate. I'm sure Mr. Trump's watching. Enunciate why what you think what he said was not the proper thing to say.
At every level. I mean,
what does that mean at every level?
I mean, to say that somebody, because of their background or their ethnicity, doesn't have the ability to carry something out is wrong. That's not where we are in our country. And look, in campaigns like this, you have people coming at you. You've been involved in a primary. You've been with primary people throughout it. This is a time for him to pivot. And by the way, I want to encourage that. And I want to remind people like Joe that if he can do that, if he can, you know, move away from pride and say, hey, we sort of stepped in it here. We need to move in a very different direction. This is about unifying our country. By the way, this to me is not about Republicans and Democrats. This is about our nation, and he is the...
I got to ask you, Senator, this is something, and hold on a second, Senator, this is something that we've been saying for the past 4 or 5 weeks, that he has an ideal opportunity, an opportunity to pivot, and Mika, at every step of the way, he's failed at that opportunity.
If he does not pivot, because you have talked about your hope that he will, if he does not pivot from this, is he fit to be president?
It is up to him to take advantage of the incredible opportunity that anyone who cares about our nation would relish having, to pivot and become the general election candidate that, by the way, there are armies of people that can help with treasury functions, with foreign policy, with commerce, that would be willing to come in and help a candidate, let's face it, that hasn't fully formed views on numbers of topics. I mean, part of what people like me do, Joe, and Mika and others, is to encourage into a direction.
Sure.
And this is an opportunity of a lifetime. He doesn't
appear to be capable of being encouraged.
If he doesn't pivot, is he fit to be president?
This is a very important time for him. It is a very important time for our nation. And, you know, it is up to him, and I'm going to encourage with every cell in my body until I see that maybe he doesn't take advantage of this, to take advantage of the opportunity to change the trajectory. There is no way that Secretary Clinton is going to do that. It is not possible. It is not possible. So, yes, I'm urging him through this television show to reassess, to realize where he is. And I'm saying to you, Joe, that if he has the ability to do that, then certainly you would want him to be president.
But listen,
and so again,
I've been very clear, Senator. I've been very clear for a very long time, since we talked about the Muslim ban, since he pretended like he didn't know who David Duke was, that there were certain things that were disqualifying. He would have to change his position on them. And so, yeah, I'm glad there are people like you that are encouraging him to not a guy that's born in Indiana is incapable of being a fair judge.
But if he does not pivot, is he fit to be president?
But let me ask it this way. Okay, you've asked it 3 times. Let him answer, and then I'll follow up.
Is he fit to be president?
So, Mika, here's what I think semi-prudent people do is they don't answer questions of conjecture. Here's what people hopefully say is, look, if we get to a point where it's seen that the pivot is not capable, that there's really no way that this is going to evolve, ask me the question at that time.
Right.
Until that time, look, mistakes have been made. Look, everybody's hair is on fire. I got it. These kind of things
Senator,
happen.
actually, our hair's not on fire.
What's your deadline?
That's fair.
Look, I think he's at a very important period of time, and I think over the next few weeks, he has an opportunity to really move into the general election. I mean, Joe and I have seen this happen multiple times where candidates are frozen in the primary process and don't move ahead. But let me just say one more time, all of us should be encouraged. All of us who care about the trajectory of our nation should be encouraging at this moment, and that's what I hope. Look, the comments that he's made are totally inappropriate, and you've well documented that.
So, Senator, they're yelling at me to go, but I just have to ask you, because you've been talking about me a lot. We've known each other for a long time. I've got the greatest respect for you. I just want to make sure you feel like I do that he has missed an opportunity over the past 4, 5, 6 weeks, since people like you and me are saying he needs to make the turn. Would you agree with me that he's missed an important opportunity and he needs to move quickly to catch up?
He has no doubt missed an incredible opportunity. He still has time to pivot. He does. Time is running short. But he has time to do that, and there's still 5 months or so till the general election ends. This is an important time as he moves towards the convention, and he's looking at the types of people that he's going to bring around him and those kinds of things. But he has time, and I just encourage him because of the negative trajectory that our country is on today, to take advantage and know that there are people everywhere that would come to his aid if he would do that, and I'm hoping he's going to do that. And I'm going to continue to encourage until it's too late.
Fair enough. The power of positive thinking practiced every day.
It's fair.
By Mr. Chairman Bob Corker, and that is extremely fair, and we thank you so much for being with us. And as always, we've got the greatest respect for you.